And a combination scored by De La Hoya. And another combination punishing Chávez.
Uppercuts.
Chávez is now bleeding from the nose as well as the eye. I remember De La Hoya.
De La Hoya pouring it on. Chávez now not
Look
replying.
at that nose. Look at the nose. That's worse. His nose is worse than his eye. In his last fight, he broke his opponent's nose.
Blood pouring from the nose and the eye. And Joe.
Okay, Julio, Oscar, can you leave that record en el camerino? I gave you the fights in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight, una pelea limpia. Dese la mano, Dios los bendiga a los dos.
Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, Sean O'Grady ready for the main event for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Will it be Chávez, the champion there, or the young challenger, Julio Cesar Chávez? 12 rounds from now or less, we'll find out. The referee, Joe Cortez, calls for the opening bell.
Oscar De La Hoya said, I must take control early in this fight. I must show him I'm the boss in the first round. Show him what I'm there to do. He's shorter, so my height and reach must steer him. Oscar De La Hoya, and you see the movement already in this opening round from him, trying to circle away from that left hook. Most of the power of Julio Cesar Chávez is in that left hand. Pull that power away by moving to your left. Julio Cesar Chávez rocking the house. Wants this place to be known as Julio Cesar's Palace.
Thousands of people came here from Mexico, crossing the border to come and cheer on the legendary champion. Of course, he has many, many fans among the Hispanic community in this country and around the world. Oscar De La Hoya trying to develop that same following that Chávez has so well earned over 99 professional fights, losing only once.
Oh yeah, a lot of respect from both fighters. Chávez describes himself now more relaxed, more defense in his style. He says a strong boxer puncher.
Sean, excuse me, there's some blood already at the corner of the left eye of Chávez.
Wow.
And it must have been opened by a blow. They have not been close enough to bang heads that I recall in this opening minute. There's another right hand by De La Hoya, and he's brought more blood from the cut.
Already a cut. De La Hoya slices with his punches. He turns his thumbs over right at the end, right at the point of impact. The glove twists, and that leather on this hot night here in Las Vegas just rips the face apart.
Well, nobody will want to see this fight determined by a cut this early. And Chávez's face rapidly becoming a mask of blood here in the first round.
It is nasty. An ugly cut over the eye, underneath the eyebrow.
And Tim, what Chávez is doing now, he's backing up, and as Oscar De La Hoya told us. But again, Chávez is standing too straight up. He has to get low against a tall guy like Oscar De La Hoya.
However, at this point, he might just want to get back to his corner to see what they can do on that cut.
Well, he has to wait for the bell to ring, Sean, so he has to use some strategy in the meanwhile.
Sure, look how low that left hand is, Gil. Left hand down by his waist.
And his legs are straight. He has to bend those legs.
Good focus by De La Hoya. He's stalking Chávez, very calm, very relaxed. Chávez, with his very relaxed demeanor coming into this fight, now will have to fight more out of desperation because of that serious cut.
And you can see how much bigger De La Hoya looks than Chávez physically.
Chávez waving him in, trying to draw De La Hoya into a slugfest. Blood all over the face of Chávez. Round number 2. Oscar De La Hoya on the right of your screen, the taller boxer with the blue trim in his trunks. Chávez wobbled, and a warning there by Joe Cortez for grabbing behind the head.
Yeah, but you try to steer with that left jab. Now all of a sudden both fighters have to change their strategy. Julio Cesar Chávez says he has only one style, that is to hit and not get hit. Oscar De La Hoya says that he has 10 different styles. He's been watching tapes of Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep, some of the great fighters of old, Sandy Sadler. He has all those styles to choose from.
He also told us that this is going to be a fight with the Matador against the Bull. He's the Matador. I said, yeah, but it's the only time I know that the Matador is bigger than the Bull.
Yeah, but now he's having to change that because of that cut.
Using the jab effectively, De La Hoya here in the second round.
And again, he mentioned that Chávez can't fight backing up. And Chávez is not bending, not trying to get underneath De La Hoya's punches. He has to move in underneath and try to come up with that left hook, as he's trying to do now.
He's got him backing up, his face a crimson smear. As fighters age, the oil comes out of their skin. They don't have it's not as flexible as earlier in their careers. Consequently, fighters who are aging, like Chávez, have to move a lot, keep from getting hit. Chávez has always been very tough.
De La Hoya landed a good left and a right. Chávez lunging in.
And lands a left.
Trying to make something happen. So far, De La Hoya's been able to keep him at bay.
It doesn't hurt to get cut like that. It just throws you out of your game plan. All of a sudden, you have to deal with that cut. See him wiping at the eye?
De La Hoya very patient.
Well, the referee did not indicate that it was a butt. Otherwise, we may have gone to the scorecards and would have been a technical draw.
Should it be stopped? Should it be stopped?
It was a clean, yes, if it was stopped. But it was a clean punch as far as I was concerned.
Yes, and that's all we could see in round one, and we'll have a look at it between rounds.
What intensity.
Tremendous concentration on the part of De La Hoya.
Oh, yeah, both fighters. Round number one, Chávez threw 18 punches, landed 6. De La Hoya threw 52, landed 17.
And he caught Chávez leaning in with a short chopping left. And again.
Oh, look at the head down from De La Hoya. He's taller than most other super lightweights, but he keeps his head so low. He tucks that head down to hide that chin.
Chávez,
oh, blood.
Chávez managed to get a left hand in.
And about the referee stopping the fight. Julio César Chávez was real upset that Joe Cortez got the assignment for this fight. He said Cortez worked his fight with Frankie Randall and Pernell Whitaker, and he thinks Cortez doesn't like him.
De La Hoya has been the busier of the two boxers through 2 rounds, as you can see. We've given the first 2 rounds to him on our scorecard.
Well, again, it doesn't seem to me as if Chávez has any game plan at all. He's standing straight up against a much taller opponent where he should get lower. Maybe that will give him an advantage.
And now he's trying to box something that he does not do well.
You can see De La Hoya extend his arms every time Chávez comes forward, something he told us he would do to try to keep Chávez off him.
Well, you know, Tim, he seems so much bigger and stronger than Chávez. And you have to remember the weigh-in was yesterday. I would have to say that De La Hoya weighs at least 147 pounds right now.
Both came in at 139 at the official weigh-in.
That height really helps him in that he can punch down on his opponents. The two sparred 6 years ago, and Julio César Chávez knocked down a 17-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. Because of that, Julio César said, I don't need to watch training tapes of him. I haven't seen him recently. I know that I have the power. I know he's tasted my power, and he's not going to want to taste it again.
I think that was a little verbal bravado from Chávez, and hard for me to accept that he didn't look at tapes and was counting on somebody from age 17 in 1989.
And meanwhile, so far, this fight has been a fight with the one punch has been the effective punch. It's been De La Hoya's jab.
That's for sure, and there is blood all over the face of Chávez again as the cut is opened up badly.
Oh, yeah, a little maneuvering. Yeah, that just shows the power and the balance of De La Hoya. You push around your opponent where you want him. Let him know you're in control. That's what De La Hoya
landed a left hook. Chávez landed a good left hook.
Short left hook by Chávez. Best punch of the fight. Now he's trying to come in low, which he should have been doing from the beginning. Now he's back straight up again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stand out at the end. He's not as tall as De La Hoya. So he's got to get down, get low, attack underneath, attack at the angles.
We're in round number 3, scheduled for 12. So far, the blood has not appeared to have been a big factor in his vision, but if it continues to bleed freely, it will be at some point.
Well, yes, it will.
It takes a little time for that medicine to take hold, Tim, and now it is starting to take hold because it's not bleeding nearly as badly as it had been before.
Final seconds of the 3rd round.
hampering the vision of Chávez. They'll stop the fight.
Round 4. Scheduled for 12. And Chávez comes out like a bull this time. That brings the crowd alive. They want him, the old warrior, to prevail against the young lion.
Yeah, and he needs to.
There's a left hand by Chávez.
And that crowd can propel you to victory. That crowd helps you because when you hear that crowd, it's deafening. And you think you're hurt a lot of times, even though you're not. Good left hooks from Chávez. His best punch is that left.
De La Hoya still very patient, using the jab, keeping his distance.
And again, Chávez is trying to fight, backing up.
De La Hoya says, I know I can KO anyone, but tonight I just want to box. And given all of the things that have happened in Julio Cesar Chávez's career, I think that's good advice.
And again, there's that educated left hand of Oscar De La Hoya, constantly in the face of Chávez.
Yeah, educated left hand is right. De La Hoya had been fighting his whole life. He had hoped to one day be a world champion and be in a fight of this nature. He comes from a boxing family. His grandfather was a boxer, Vincente. His father, Joel, also was a fighter.
And there was De La Hoya catching Chávez. Chávez trying to lunge forward.
Yeah, De La Hoya's waiting for him to rush in.
And nailed him pretty good.
By far the most mature performance by Oscar De La Hoya that I've seen, and I've seen virtually all of his fights. In the 4th round here, he's already shown great maturity, and there's blood streaming again from the cut of Chávez.
I've had my eye on Oscar De La Hoya for a long time. He is an outstanding fighter.
And another good left hand inside, and another left hook outside from De La Hoya. And a combination scored by De La Hoya. And another combination, punishing Chávez.
Uppercuts.
Chávez,
over and under.
Chávez is now bleeding from the nose as well as the eye. I remember De La Hoya.
De La Hoya pouring it on. Chávez now not
Look
replying.
at that nose. Look at the nose. That's worse. His nose is worse than his eye. In his last fight, he broke his opponent's nose.
Blood pouring from the nose and the eye, and Joe Cortez calls a halt. He'll have the doctor look at this cut. Dr. Flip Pomansky comes up from the far side.
Also cut inside the mouth. Every time De La Hoya punches, he spins right on the end, and it slices the face. That's it. Cesar Montes.
It is all over. Jose De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, pardon me, with Jose Rivero, the old man at his corner, exulting his victory, a 4th round knockout, a dominant performance by Oscar De La Hoya.